Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight for our April Release Party Live. I'm sorry for the delay. We had some technical issues, but we're here and we're ready to go. My name is Julie, and tonight Ashley and Lizzie are going to take you through the products that we have for April, which are amazing. So this month we have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So if you have any pet lovers in your life, you will definitely want to check out Heather's really cute Paws and Kisses collection. We also have some great stuff for the men in our lives, Lizzie.
True. Yes.
So you want to stay tuned because tonight Lizzie is going to make a special project that you will definitely want to see. It's really awesome. Also for some more Mother's Day cards that are easy to make, check out Betsy's beautiful butterfly sets in her text and texture agate, as opposed to agate. I want to say agate, but I'm going to say agate because that's the right way to put that, to say that. So you guys will love the show tonight. Before Lizzie and Ashley get started showing you all the products, we have some announcements.
Yes.
Our first announcement is about the website. So you guys have heard that we are going to have a new website soon.
Goodness.
It's coming, I promise. We have been just fine-tuning some stuff, and we need to make sure that everything is right. So when you log on, it will be maybe not seamless because it's going to look a little bit different, but I think you'll like it better, and I think it will be easier to use and to navigate. So that is coming. That is coming soon. I don't know the exact date, but it's coming soon. And secondly, Ashley has outdone herself with our new lookbook. And I don't know if some of you saw it, but if you haven't, please go to our blog. It is amazing. You will love looking at our products through the lookbook. I think it's really easy to see the projects that were made. I feel like there's so much focus on those projects by looking at it in that book. So please check that out. It's today's post. So please check that out. And if you don't know exactly how to navigate, I know I had a little hard time with it. There are, when you click on it and you make it full screen, there are little arrows at the top that you can use to scroll through, because I know I clicked on some pages and it took me to people's blogs, which is a really nice feature, but if you're trying to scroll through, you can use those arrows at the top. Okay, now that that is done, let us talk about our prizes that we have.
Yes.
So tonight we have two $25 gift certificates as per usual. And all you have to do is answer the question that will be posted in the forum following the broadcast. That's a lot of F's there, so sorry. And as always, if you have any questions, we will be there to answer them. We will love to answer them. It's a little bit different because I hope you guys know we're on YouTube now, right? We're on YouTube because Facebook didn't work. Did I say that in the beginning? I don't know.
I think you might have
breezed
past it real quick.
Yeah,
But
we're
if
on
you're
YouTube
here
now.
looking at us,
YouTube
you
Live.
know we're
Okay.
on YouTube. Yeah.
So,
Hopefully you found it.
oh, yeah, exactly. So I don't know how that works with the questions, Ashley.
They can.
There should be a comment section, and we should
Okay.
be able to see that, hopefully. Yes.
Yeah.
I will be checking
She's gonna be
on my
checking.
laptop, so we'll be checking for those questions that are coming in.
Yep. So I think that's it for me. Ashley, Lizzie, take it away.
All right.
Oh.
All right. All right, so the first thing,
We're going to start with text and texture agate. Is
yes,
that right?
text and texture agate.
Okay. So we have the dies. That is not the thing for this. So we have, now this is a new size for us with the 6x6 background. So I don't have my label on here. I hope you can see it. It's, like I said, it's a 6x6 background. This was designed by Betsy Veldman. Can you see it?
Yes, it's
Okay,
a delay, but
great.
yes.
So it's a 6x6 background and some sentiments that all sort of relate to rocks and that sort of
Yes,
earthy feel.
yeah, very trendy looking design
very
with the agate look and the geode.
And here's
Yes.
actually a project too, so you can kind of see the background in action with one of the sentiments. And this is a $24 set. So even though we've got that nice big background on there, it's not a new price point. It's something that you've all experienced. You've seen it before. It should be familiar. So yeah, it's just a $24 stamp set. We tried to make it nice and affordable for you. And I can see that that's a little bit short. Is that better?
Yep.
No?
Yep, they'll
Okay.
see it.
Great. And then there's also the geode die, which is this die here that Betsy designed. The multiple layers of sort of rock that you see. There's beautiful, like, there's a whole rainbow of colors out there. You can sort of play with color a little bit. You've seen some beautiful purples and blues and
Yes.
greens.
You can either make, natural look, right, or colorful look.
Right.
And all of them are technically natural looking rocks, but
But you know, they're a little
some look a little bit
flashier.
more earth tone, what I
Right.
mean by natural looks, and the other ones are more colorful.
Yes. And Betsy also used these dies and stamps actually to get like a topography look or a wood grain look. So it's not just the stone. You can get multiple looks depending on how you use it and the colors that you choose. And there's a lot of variety that you can get out of these sets, the stamps and the die.
Right. Just make it a background or make it into a realistic rock.
Right. You can
Yep.
go in a number of different ways. Okay, so next up,
So, and don't forget the geode dies are $18.
oh yes, the geo dies are 18.
Yes.
Okay. So, next we have Glorious Globes April, and I do have the label on this one, so hopefully it'll be easier for you to see. This coordinates with the Glorious Globes Basics, so you do need that for the stand, but if you just want to have patterned globes, this is a great standalone set as well. So you've got a compass, you've got a plaid background and sort of a scribble background on this one, along with a fun little paper airplane.
So cute.
Thank
Lizzie.
you.
Yes.
So, and then you've got a couple of sentiments that relate to graduation, travel, that kind of thing as well.
I really like them for graduation cards with that whole, like conquer the world type of thing.
Yeah. Go, see, do. Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
All right. And speaking of graduations, if you want to congratulate a graduate, we have Sentiment Staples Congratulations coming out this month also. So you've got the 3 different styles of congratulations along with several different companion sentiments.
Right.
Along with the I am and we're. So you can do a card from an individual or you can do a card from a group or a couple if that's something that is important to you. So a couple of options there.
Right.
And so that, yes, what do we have next?
Next up, we have the Butterfly Folk.
Okay,
I don't know if we can swap that out.
there you go. We've got Butterfly Folk, which is a set by Betsy Veldman. And let's see here.
Can you reach that? Okay.
Here we go. She's got actually 2 sets. We've got Butterfly Folk and Butterfly Folk Outline, but we'll show the folk here first. This is a beautifully drawn, beautifully illustrated butterfly set. 3 different sizes of butterflies, styles of butterflies. So you really can go a couple of different ways with a simpler, smaller design or like the medallion design that Betsy's so great at. Maybe if I push that back a little bit, it'd be easier to see them. There we go. And you've got some flourishes, you've got some flowers. The butterflies are really stunning colored if you wanted to color them in as well with just the details, or emboss them, make them metallic, give them a little bit of a fancy finish that way.
Right. Great way. You can use this set just by itself, pair it with the sentiment set.
Right. Yeah, it's the nice thing about the Betsy's Butterfly Folk sets is that you can really use them with any sentiments you already have. There aren't
Right.
sentiments in the set, so it's sort of a way to encourage yourself to dig into those sentiments that you've had, maybe haven't used, because there's nothing like that specifically matches the set. It's really open, and you can play around and dig into your collection and see what you have. So that's the full set there. And then here's a card made with that set. Here is the outline set. It's a little bit tougher to see, but it's the same design as the Butterfly Folk. It's just an outline. So you can color with it. You can maybe stamp a background. I know that Betsy did that. Kiwi did that as well.
Heather did that.
Yes, Heather did that also. So you can maybe get a little bit more of a subtle look if you're going for like a background. Or I think Betsy did a no-line watercolor with it that was gorgeous.
Yes, and added color with it, but using the outline image, and that worked very well. So use the outline ones. You can be a little bit more technique
Right.
friendly, but you can use it just as stamp backgrounds and get a totally different look, but with the same butterfly drawn image.
Yes.
So very unique, drawn, hand-drawn
Yes.
butterfly though.
And you can also layer them. I know Betsy layered them at one point. I layered them at one point. I think Michelle maybe also layered them. So they do work together if you want to get a little bit of texture around the images on the solid butterfly with the lines, the outlines. It's a great way to do that.
Right, right.
All right, so
Lizzie, they really like that we're
yes.
showing examples of the cards with the stamp sets. So
Great.
And Heather really liked working with this collection, she said.
It's
so
a beautiful
that's really
collection.
good.
It's
Yeah.
gorgeous, and that big butterfly really does make a statement. It's
Yes,
really
yes.
large and impressive. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of fun to play with something that's so beautifully designed. Betsy does an incredible job.
Yes.
All right. So
Next up,
what's
we
next?
have, let's take a look at Botanical Bounty.
Yes.
I always want to get those words mixed up, so I wanted to make sure I said them correctly.
Great. So these are the dies. This set is designed by, whoopsie daisy. Did somebody say technical difficulties?
That's all right.
This set is designed by Jennifer Campbell, and it's based on watercolors. I believe watercolors that she herself has done. So it's got there's a cat hair on it because it's mine. I'll just do each sheet one at a time. So these flowers, they're just big, organic looking, earthy flowers. They look beautiful with sponging techniques or faux watercolor. You can get a beautiful faux watercolor effect with a little bit of water,
Right.
Since you already have the watercolor thing happening. And there's a die for each image, so you can really layer them and get a lot of texture in there.
Yeah, just basically look like a watercolor genius, but by using stamps.
Exactly.
Right?
Precisely. And in fact, there's some leaves in here as well that would be great for masculine projects. So just because it has flowers in there does not mean that this set would not do beautiful things for masculine projects.
Right, and this stamp set is a $24 stamp set. Did you say that?
Yes,
I can't
I
remember.
did not, no.
And then the dies are going to be, let me see,
I think they're 23?
26.
26.
Yes.
And it's like I said, it's a really wonderful die collection because there's a die for each image. So you have complete versatility with the
As you
stamp
can
set.
see, our image there is full of
It is
dies.
packed. It is a big collection,
Yeah.
and I cut most of mine apart while I was working with them. So it does look a little more compact when it comes, but it's all of those dies are included. So it's a great collection to have.
Right.
And here, let's
Let's see a project.
let's see a project. So this is a project that I did with this set and my Bold Borders Flare die that is also coming out this month.
Right, we're going to be showing that next.
Do you want to swap out the die
Sure.
boards just so they can see it? Here we go. And this says sort of a mid-century modern flair design. At least that's what I was going for. It doesn't mean that's what you have to see when you look at it. And it's got that happy in there that can work with any anniversary set you have, weddings, birthdays, any standalone occasion will work with that die. Or even
I just like the design. It's just, it's very intricate, ornate. It just looks, it looks elegant, right? I like the way Melissa Bickford, she left the little, she alternated it and put in the little circles and put a different color in there, and it created a different kind of look of the pattern.
A unique pattern.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you could use gemstones, you could use pearls to give it a little bit more texture, a little bit of a studded look that way. Is a really sort of fun idea. And I think Lori Schmidlin also did a project in which she just impressed the frame into cardstock. So she didn't actually cut out all those tiny pieces.
She left all the pieces in there, and she had a little tip in her post on how she achieved that look.
She said packing tape, right?
Yes, she put some tape on there, and she was able to leave all the die cut pieces in place. Yeah.
Which is a really clever tip. I'm really glad she shared that with us because it's super handy. All right. So there you go. That is the Bold Borders Flare, and that is 18, I believe.
Yes, Bold Borders Flare is $20.
Oh, 20. I'm
yes,
sorry.
$20.
My apologies. It is $20. All right. So what do we have next, Ashley?
Next up, we're going to be showing the Fence Line Spring
Fantastic
collection.
Here we go.
All right.
Here, I'll get the stamps up for you. The Fence Line Spring, this was designed by Betsy Feldman. And here are the dies as well. And this is a really, really fun, cute concept. I hope it continues. I hope that with that tagline spring on there, that
That's
means
always like a little bit
it's
of
a little bit of
a hint. hint.
we hope
spring
anyway.
version,
We hope
right?
It's a hint. Right. So this set has this beautiful two-step fence, and then some accessories, some flowers, some garden boots, mailbox. It's just really, really charming. And here's a project with that one, and I used this with an existing cover plate, the Blue Skies cover plate. So it works really well with things you probably already have in your collection. It's just a fun, uplifting set. And again,
I like the way everybody's creating like little scenes,
yes,
right? With
exactly.
it, right?
Yeah.
Like garden scenes, your yard scenes, things like that. Pairs well with Heather's pets.
It does.
So,
it does pair well with Heather's Paws and Kisses, which we'll show you here close up in just a moment. And yeah, it's just, like I said, it's a wonderful set, and I'm certainly looking forward to more additions from Betsy in this same collection. I'm hoping, fingers crossed.
All right. All right, moving along. Next up, we're going to showcase the noted Simply Stitched A2 vertical dies.
Okay. And I actually used this set of dies on this card as well. So I cut down the Blue Skies cover plate using, I believe, the second to largest of the dies. So it just gave that cute little stitched edge to an existing die. A little extra, I don't know, little extra detail that was a little bit charming, a little bit homespun. And it's a really fantastic set of basic dies, the rectangle dies.
Right. I mean, it's definitely something that you need to have in your collection, I think,
definitely.
because it just creates that perfect card base with layered card fronts.
Yes.
With that nice stitched edge.
Stitched
Do you
detail.
remember when we used to add real stitching around everything? Which is nothing wrong with doing it. A lot of times it still looks good.
I occasionally will still do it for small things, but I definitely won't do it for like a full, I don't have time for that.
This does it for you, and it just looks absolutely professional and beautiful.
And
I really like
consistent.
it.
I could never get my stitches to be exactly right. There was always like one wonky stitch that made me want to chuck the whole card. You don't have to worry about that with these dies. So it's a really wonderful set to have. I think it's great. It's a wonderful staple for anybody's collection.
Right.
Okay.
So we have a question from Christine,
Sure.
and she is asking about the fence line spring
course.
set, and she was asking if the fence pieces stay intact after you die cut the fence.
They do. So there are.
Well, you
Let
can
me
just
toss
it up
up
there.
there. There are little connecting bits between each of the pickets. So there's like a crossbar essentially, and so that keeps it all together. So yes, it is all one big piece.
All right.
Okay.
Hope that answered your
I
question.
hope so too.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so next up, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you the prices for the noted A2 vertical dies are $20.
All right. So next we have Heather's Paws and Kisses, which are so cute. Okay. So this little looks like a dachshund to me, but it's just Heather has a way with critters that is just so charming.
Yes.
Like they're quirky, but they're so cute.
Very cute.
And so this little guy, he's got some paw prints. There's some fun, like, pet-themed, dog-themed sentiments in here. It's just so funny. And I love him. And he's two-step if you want to do just the solid and the face, or he's one-step if you just want the outline, or he's three-step if you want the solid and the face and the outline. There's a couple of different ways you can go with it. And
Yeah. You know what I call that dog?
what's that?
Hot dog. I know. I call it a hot dog. That's
I
just,
love that.
That's just what I like to call
like
that kind of dog. It's a hot dog.
Here we go. There's a project with the set. And I used actually a sentiment from them coordinating a bit more Paws and Kisses that sort of just goes along with this guy. If you just want another little pup for this guy to play with, there is a mini set that you can pick up as well. This one's, the Paws and Kisses is $15. How much is the die for the Paws and Kisses?
Paws and Kisses die is $4.
All right, and then if you want to, there's also a $5, we'll put him sideways, a $5 mini that is a bit more Paws and Kisses with another little pup. So this guy, I don't know what kind of dog you would call him, but he's just a cute
It's
little
like
guy.
your classic puppy dog.
Little, yes,
with
just
the
a
little
classic
floppy
puppy
ears.
with I know, and I think Melissa Phillips did some paper piecing with his ears, and oh my gosh, so cute.
Yes, so cute.
Adorable. So it's definitely a lot of bang for your buck with this guy. It's only $5, but you get sentiments, you get the dog, you get some paw prints. It's just, you can't go wrong, for sure.
No, but can I point out one more thing I
Absolutely.
like about your card?
Oh,
on this
sure.
card here, where you use the hot dog, you
Yes.
also use those the noted A2
Yes.
stitched
Yes.
vertical, simply stitched vertical dies.
Some of these names, man. I trip over them. I don't know about all of you. But
Yeah.
anyway, yes.
But you use that, right?
I did, yeah, to make that frame.
To make the frame. When I saw that, I was like, I want to do that. It's a cute little frame.
And you know, you just nest a couple of them together and you've got yourself a frame. It's pretty great.
Right. So it's not just, making just card fronts,
Or
but
layers.
you can, you can make frames too. So
make
I
frames.
thought that was really good idea.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so we'll get this little guy out of the way now. And this is
This is a die that goes.
the die that
yeah.
goes with the bit more. So this little pup does have his own die. Here you go. So if you don't want to fussy cut that little dog, you don't have to. How much is this die?
That one is
actually?
$3.
So this bundle together, if you buy both plus the label, is only $9. There's so many great things you can do with this set and the die. So it's really a pretty great value, I think. The little dog, I think Melissa Phillips used this little guy several times by himself. And so you definitely have a variety of projects you can create.
Right. Yeah, but it's cute if you can make a scene with both the dogs. But
absolutely.
you can definitely use them, by
You
themselves.
can use them by themselves, together. They're great.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we have next?
All right, next up, we're going to show one of your new additions for this
gosh.
month
Okie doke.
and see that corner adorner.
Ah, the corner adorner. Here we go. Here, we'll put it this way so you can see the sentiment right side up. So actually, here, I'll put this card up again real quick. I created the dirt around that dog. He dug his little hole with this corner. So you can use it to build scenes and stuff too. It doesn't just have to be used as a corner element. It can be a background element too.
Yeah, looks good. I
you.
told you what I was calling it. It's like you can do like little shading or
Yeah.
airbrushing and like fill in that space, that
Yeah.
negative space sometimes. When you just the card just needs just something extra.
Just a little bit.
And
yeah.
it's a little bit of color, but a little bit of texture, and that's what your corner adorner, April,
Well, thank you.
gives.
It's you can layer the pieces together if you want a two-tone look, and if you go with more earth tone colors, it can maybe take on a little bit more of a masculine feel. But I know Dawn used it with like bright pinks, and it was
Right.
a really feminine look, and it was beautiful.
Right. Just gets that shading. It creates that
depth.
dimension. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's you've got a few splatters in there too if you want to add a little bit of a grungy look, which is a really great option, especially for those difficult teenage masculine cards. It's a nice way to frame out a sentiment if you're not quite sure about a theme or something like that. If you've got a teenage boy you don't quite know what his interests are, you can just go with texture instead of like a sporting event or something like that. So
Can you show the corner adorner again so they could see? They want to see a close-up of
Of
how
the-
that looks, I guess.
sure. I mean, here we go.
Let's see if
Does it put it?
put this up. Just
Does that do what you need me to? I think that's too close. No?
yeah.
Yes?
Hopefully you can now see the corner adorner card project. And if you just look around the edges at the top, you can see.
It's on the bottom. The top I did some sponging.
I'm
The
sorry.
bottom, yeah, it's down the little gravelly dirt area.
specks.
Yes, the dirt
Yes.
specks. And the dog's got like little dirty paws too to show. Ah, all right. So it's just a good way to add a little bit of visual texture because it's not a solid look. It's like a speckled look. Just, I don't know, kind of fun. A little
Yes.
different.
Another
right.
way to use that though.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So next we have Betsy's newest words to live by.
Work hard.
Work. Yes. Let me get this out of the shot there so it's not shading it so much. Hard work is to be celebrated, I think. And this set is a really great way to encourage someone who's going through something difficult.
Right. Encourage them to do a little bit more or congratulate them for doing a good
For having done good
for
work,
good
yeah.
work. It could be great for graduation cards
Yeah, it
after
definitely
you've
could.
accomplished that big goal.
Right.
Maybe you got a promotion at work, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or just completed something just profound. And they want to say, you worked hard and did great. So here's a card.
So here you go. Congratulations. Yeah, exactly. So this is a really, it just has a great message, I think, too. It's a really great set to have, especially for, people who need a little bit of encouragement when they've done something great or when they're facing something difficult.
And you can transpose the words, which
Yeah.
I've saw some people do. So it could be work hard or hard work. So either way works good.
Yes. And you don't have to use the work and the hard together. You can use them independently of one another as well. So you've got a few more options that way, too.
Right. And the dies are just $3.
Just $3. And the stamp set is $5 mini. So you've got a lot of value there as well. You can come up with so many different sentiments using that set. And also from Betsy this month, we have her
Shapeshifters Square One.
Square One. Now, one of the things that we were talking about earlier today was that this die set works incredibly well with the corner adorners.
Yes, it pairs very well with it.
With this set, and it would pair well with the others too. Those are all based on the same corner sort of shape idea.
The square, yeah.
Or yes, the square. Yes, the square shape idea. So this has got that really unique sort of, what would you call that? Like a blunted chevron on the inside?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know what you'd call that, but it's cool. I like it. I think it's neat. It almost looks like ribbon.
Yeah, it could look like that.
Back and forth.
It gives a little bit of movement to your hard edges though.
Yes.
Like even though it's an arrow point to it, it gives movement to it.
You're right.
I think so.
It totally does. And it's got, you also have that stitched
Yes.
layer in there that you can use separately. And I like that it's not just a square, it's got sort of a layered square. So you've got the points on each side, which is really unique and a fun look as well.
Right, and you have that centerpiece, right, with all
Yeah,
the
that's got
decorative detail.
decorative. So it's 3 different dies. If you can use them together, you can use them separately. You can use 2 or 3 at a time. It's really great. It's
Right.
a lot of versatility there.
A lot.
And how much is that die?
This one is $10.
This one is 10.
$10 for the Shapeshifter Square One die.
Great. Okay. So next up, looks like we're talking about Dapper Chap, which is mine. Because
Your great bow tie.
my bow ties. My husband wears bow ties, and so I designed a bow tie set because I wanted to set, most of the tie sets that are out there are just the long neckties.
Right.
And this is just a little something different.
Bow ties, right.
Bow ties. But I also had somebody mention on my blog recently that you could use them for hair bows for
Yep.
little girls also. So, you know, think outside the box. Come up with a couple of different options. I know Heather used one for a new baby. You could use it with Lucky Scratch Baby and he or she, which will it be, and have like a pink bow tie or pink hair
bow,
tie.
yeah.
Hair bow and a little blue bow tie or something
Right.
like that. That would be really
Great
cute.
for gender reveal.
Yeah. And we have a couple of cards here with that set since I worked on it. So here we go. There are Father's Day sentiments in there, birthday sentiments, general congratulations. So there's a couple of different ways to use it for sure, several different ways to use it. And, you know, with the brightly colored bow tie, I probably just put my hand in the middle of something. Brightly colored bow ties. You know, look at men's fashion. Bow ties come in all kinds of colors.
Right.
One of my husband's favorites is pink. So, you know, get a little creative. Just because, you know, we tend to get stuck in masculine colors doesn't mean that there aren't other colors out there if we take a look and
Right.
Look for inspiration.
Right. I like how you built a pattern with
Yeah.
the bow tie. That was really cute.
I love
idea.
building a
Yes.
pattern.
Yes. I do too. Yeah. So that was a good idea.
And a tip, if you might have seen this on the blog this week, a tip for building a pattern is put each image on its own block, that we don't have to clean it off and replace it if you just have like one block. Have
And
several
toggle
blocks.
back and forth.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it does save you quite a bit of time that way. And it's just easier, I found. I tend to like having a bunch of blocks, so that's my preference.
Yeah.
And it works really well for something like this.
Yeah. That turned out great, that card.
Thank you. And I actually also used Betsy's new stitched dies with this for the sentiment there on the small rectangle, and then also for the layer
Oh,
on
the
the
small
Father's Day.
rectangle. So it's good to show that those noted A2 vertical stitch dies, they're great to hold sentiments.
They are.
Or stamp sentiments.
And
yeah.
I had it sort of bleed off the edge there, so you can trim them down if you don't need quite as much length, which is a handy tip also.
Right, right.
All right, so another cord. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, well, I'll get to that in a
Okay.
second. Somebody's asking, does the second bow tie card use the rectangle stitch dies for the layering? I think you just answered that. Yes.
The top layer, here, let me grab it again here. The top layer is the stitched vertical dies. The bottom, the back is just a mat that I cut. So that is not, the top layer is, the back is, the dark chocolate layer is not. So yes and no.
Right, right. So what you're saying is you can just use one of the noted stitched dies to layer on top of just a piece of cardstock
Yes,
too.
exactly.
They don't have to necessarily be layered onto each other, but
No.
you just layer them right to the cardstock.
Precisely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, looks good. Turns out good.
Yes, it turns out great. At least I thought so.
All right. Next is like I think. Okay, I shouldn't say this, but it's really cool. I'm going to say that it's a really cool die, and I'm really excited to show this now, but it won't fit all in one, so we're going to have to I don't know what we're going to do with that.
I'll remove this guy real quick.
All right.
And then we'll pop that guy there.
There you go.
And we'll just put these two next to each other. So this is all one giant die collection. This is the Shape Up Tuxedo gift card holder die, which is a mouthful, but it's so much fun. So you can use these dies to build a little tuxedo pocket.
So cute.
Oh my gosh. And so it can be a suit or a tuxedo. Or you could just use the vest, because the vest does remove. You can use just the vest and the shirt if you wanted something a little bit narrower, or yeah. So there's a number of different ways you can use this.
It's very versatile with how you can dress up.
Yes.
Dress up this whole manly looking design here, right? I mean, it's so, I know my husband likes wearing the vest without the jacket.
Yeah.
I like that look, so I think that's cool that you can do that, because now I can create that for him, and
yeah, and it can layer on a card. You don't have to use it as a separate 3D item. I think Betsy, she used the lapels with her stitched dies, but I think Dawn put it on a card front.
yes.
I'm sure the other ladies did too, but I'm blanking right now. But there are definitely options to use these dies more than just as a gift card pocket. They can just be an embellishment for a card.
Right.
Which
You
is
can,
really
yeah,
great.
that's really cool. You can put, I mean, you can definitely just punch a hole and make a tag out of it too.
You could. And just in case anyone is curious, so there is a bow tie in this die collection. This one has an embossed interior that has sort of the detail lines. It's similar to the die for Dapper Chap, which I'll put right next to it. It's the same outline, but there's no embossing on the Dapper Chap die. So if you wanted to use the Dapper Chap with the tuxedo die, which I did here, you can do it, and the scale is not going to be off. It's going to look the same. It's just you won't have the embossing with the Dapper Chap die like you do with the tuxedo die.
Right.
So you can use either or. And if you want to use the tuxedo die with the Dapper Chap images, you can do that as well. So you've got a couple of options there. And you can use the buttons. They're an optional thing. I did not use them on the tuxedo, but I did use them on the suit. Just a couple of different ways to personalize your package, I guess.
Right.
So it's super fun. And you can add texture like I did with the suit, with the impression plate on the little herringbone vest.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, so awesome. And
So
this
much fun.
die is retailing tonight in a few minutes
Yes.
for
Oh, gosh.
$60.
Yes.
And you get a lot of dye
Yes.
For that amount, though.
You do. You
Right.
get a lot of dyes. And like I said, you can use it for a couple of different things. And I have some ideas for seasonal packaging as well. So you don't just have to use it for, weddings or graduations or that sort of thing. Think forward to Christmas. Who do you know that wears like fun Christmas vests and things during the holiday season? Would they appreciate something like this? So,
Right.
there's all kinds of options.
All right.
Okay. And do you want to show this guy?
Yes, we're going to
Okay.
look at this plaid stencils now. Perfect
Okay.
plaid.
The Perfect Plaid Stencil Collection, which is 4 different stencils. There we go. I've had several questions about,
Yeah, that was one of the questions. If you're going to do that for Make It Monday.
not for Make It Monday, but I do have something coming up, but it won't be a Make It Monday specifically, but it will be coming up, and you stay tuned. You'll see something about this soon. So there are 4 different stencils. You've got a scalloped lines. You got big, thick lines. You've got dashes and narrower lines, and the dashes you can either sponge or just use as a guide for a pen if you wanted to add stitching lines with pens.
That's really cool.
Thanks. And then there's this guy. This is the 3 narrower lines. I don't know how well that's showing because of the. So I will say, especially with the narrower lines, I would suggest sponging in the direction of the lines because they are a little bit delicate. The stencils are a little bit delicate. You want to hold those lines as tightly and as sturdily as you can to make sure they don't wiggle back and forth and ruin your lines. So straight up and down those lines is probably the best way to go for that. So here's a little tip, a preview of my post on these later. You stencil one way, clean it off, flip, you stencil the other way, and you have the perfect spacing. You don't have to worry about spacing.
Wow.
Right?
Great tip.
Well,
Great tip.
and more is coming at you. You just have to wait a minute, but I will have more tips and tricks with these stencils for you.
Good.
So
that sounds good. And the stencils are $6, I believe, for the set.
It's
right?
12 for the set.
12. I'm sorry,
12 for the
$12
set.
for the set.
yes, so those are coming at you tonight as well, here in about 10 minutes.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
So next up, we have the kit.
The kit. Yes.
Okay. So we'll start with the kit, and then so these are not in the kit.
Right. I'll take.
This will take a moment because Betsy is amazing with her kit sort of planning. She packs it in. So this is the kit. The Simple Impression Celebrations kit, and it is full of good stuff. So here, it comes in this handy storage box, which is great for taking your projects on the go because it's going to keep your products clean and dry. It's great. So it's got a hinged lid here. And inside the kit, there is a whole lot of stuff in plastic. So there is a stamp set, the Simple Impression stamp set, and I have that separately. I'll show you all the details of that here in a moment. But in addition to that, there is, thank you. In addition to that, there is patterned paper.
It's all right.
That did not work
right.
quite like I expected. So there's patterned paper. There are solid folded cards and envelopes. There's a block. There's a sequins. There is adhesive. There are 6 cubes.
Yeah, and the inks are Summer Sunrise, Berry Sorbet, Aquamist, True Black,
Green Parakeet,
and
Pure
Pure Poppy.
Thank you. And when you buy the kit, there are also idea cards and some suggestions on ways to use the kit. So if you are buying this for a new stamper, they've got sort of a leg up. They've got a little peek into Betsy's creative genius. So she's helping them out, helping them get started and dip a toe in. If you're buying it for yourself as like a crafter on the go sort of thing, again, a peek into Betsy's creative genius is never a bad thing. But like I said, it's great for crafters on the go. It all comes in this nice storage box. And it's just, there's the stamp set that's inside is great for any occasion, any celebratory occasion.
Right. There's a lot of different things in there. Yeah. Any kind of celebration for birthdays and things like that.
Do you want to show the stamp set by itself next, or did you want to? Is there anything you wanted to say about the kit that I may have missed?
The kit is retailing for $56.
$56. There are 16 pattern paper sheets, 20 cards and envelopes.
Yes. Yeah. The packs of sequins,
Yes.
the block, the adhesive. So
Right.
you get everything you need in this kit, all into that storage box, and you're
Right.
ready to go.
Yes. So it's a really wonderful gift for someone that you've always wanted to stamp with, but they're just not sure if they can. This is a great way to show them it's fun, it's easy, and here's everything you need in one place.
So it's one of those, great gift items.
Yes.
Right? For someone who's showing interest
Yes.
in stamping and card making and things like that. This is a great gift for them. It's like it should be on like the Christmas wish list. Oprah's
sure.
Christmas wish list.
Well, and the another wonderful thing is the fact that the pattern papers are all cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so you don't even have to worry about cutting anything down. It's all
Right.
pre-done for you.
Right.
It's just adhere and go, and it's a really wonderful starter set for someone who's never done it before. But it's just a really handy all-around celebratory occasion set for someone who's maybe done a lot of stamping and just wants something that they can craft in the car or go to like one of those get-togethers, one of those craft away kind of things, and you want to get it like 16 birthday cards done at one time.
Right.
This is perfect for that.
Right. So.
Okay.
All right, so they're asking to see some of the stuff in the kit, like the papers and things like that. They really like that it comes in a case.
Okay, I'm gonna open this.
So yeah, open some of those papers so they can see that. The papers are going to be available,
Yes.
right?
Separately.
Separately.
Yes. Do you know how much those
No,
are?
I don't know how much that is going to be, but you do get the 16
16 pieces
papers,
of pattern
right?
paper.
One of each design will come
you've
in the
got
pack.
A whole rainbow of colors here.
Right.
I think I'm showing most of them. Here we go. So you've got some really great options, both with the circle and the rectangle sort of openings. And you've got pinked edges, you've got scalloped edges. I hope these aren't in any particular order because I am getting them all mixed up. But there's just some really fun patterns to play with there.
Yeah.
The polka dots, the watercolor, and then the sequins.
And everything coordinates with those ink colors. Everything has like the same kind of colors. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Here is the sequin set. And it's, I believe, 2 ounces of sequins, which is a ton of sequins. These sequins are going to last you a really long time. And they're fun colors. The yellows, the aqua, the pinks and reds and stars. It's a really wonderful collection of colors. I think they're really fun. And the stamp set, we'll just show that one next here.
Stamp set will be available separately.
Yes.
If you want to get it separate.
I'm just gonna move this guy. And then there's also a die set that is separate.
Yeah.
So the die set does not come in the kit because, you know, how many beginner stampers have a die cut machine? But if you are buying it for yourself or you really just love the stamp set, because it's a great stamp set, there is a die available. So you can use it if you want a little extra texture and dimension on your project.
Right. And they're going to be separate for $7?
Yes.
All right. Did we go over everything in there? I think so.
I think we went over everything. in
Of
there.
course, you can get the ink separately. You guys already know that about the ink cubes are $2.
Yes.
Always $2, right?
Yes, and the packs of cards, if the white cards and envelopes, if that's something that you would like more of, those are already in the store, so you can get more of those as well.
Correct.
Yes.
So I think that's everything as far as the kit.
Yes.
Yes, and they really like the papers because you can make a quick card with those
Yes.
pattern papers.
There's
So,
a lot of
yes.
really fun patterns in there. Now we are going way over, but that's okay. Oh, here's a couple of cards with the.
Yes.
Sorry, I almost forgot.
Don't forget to show
Don't
your
forget
project.
the cards. Wouldn't want to do that. I may have washi taped this one closed. All right, here we go. So in addition to birthdays and things, I've got a baby card there, and that one actually uses the stencils that we showed earlier, the plaid stencils, and Betsy's rectangle, simply stitched rectangles, or from the
vertical, right.
the vertical noted
Right.
die. That's another frame that I used a couple of the stamps or a couple of the dies to create that frame.
Exactly.
So there we go. And
Only else thing we have is a paper. We have new paper coming out.
Yes.
This release as well.
we sure do. We've got
We have
3
new
bitty
big colors.
So we have Smoky Shadow. I know some people thought that was True Black. We already have True Black. This is Smoky Shadow. We've got Honey Nut, and we've got Olive Twist. So if you are looking to make some of those suits or tuxedos, these are great masculine colors. And pattern paper just adds so much to a project. Even if you're just using a little bit of it, like a frame or something like that. Just a little bit of a fun touch.
Right. So you get 24 sheets, and you get 8 sheets, I think, of
3 patterns.
right, the 3 patterns, the stripes,
The polka dots and the plaid.
right, and
I think a gingham plaid.
right,
Yeah.
$5.
$5. That is a steal, everybody. It's a whole lot of really great pattern paper. And it's a wonderful, high quality, it's a thick paper, but it's not quite a cardstock. So you could
Right.
use it to line envelopes or something too if you really wanted to.
Exactly.
All right, and now we have our new Weather Vane.
We're coming out with a new color, yay!
Woo! It is a gray that we have heard requests for a very long time. The Weather Vane is that color there, second from the left. And the colors in order here are Soft Stone, Weather Vane, Stormy Sea, Smoky Shadow, and True Black. So that is what the Weather Vane looks like in our array of neutrals.
Right, a great new addition to that. And we had a customer name
We had a
the color.
contest.
Right.
And the customer whose name is suddenly escaping me.
Hannah.
Yes. Atkinson.
I just know it's Hannah. I remember Hannah named it, yeah.
Hannah named the color. She gave us that suggestion, and we just loved it. We just thought it was a really apt name.
Right, unique.
Yeah.
Right? Something a little bit different, right?
Exactly. Something you don't hear every day, but still works really beautifully for that color.
Our cardstock is very heavyweight. It's like 100 pounds. And you can get 12 sheets for $3 if you just wanted just a small little
just
bit.
to test it.
24 sheets for $5, or you can get 50 sheets for $9. So you get to pick. If you really love this gray, I think you need to get that 50 sheets for $9.
No kidding.
You're not going to want to put it down.
No, it's a color I'm going to use quite a lot. And we do have ink, but it won't be here for a couple of months. So it will be here eventually. So keep an eye out for that. We will definitely announce it when it's on its way. But we've had a couple of questions about whether or not there will be ink, and there will. So keep an eye out.
Right.
All right. Do we still?
And the winners.
Oh, yes.
And the winners
I've
are
got them
right
on
here,
mine.
right here.
Thank you. Okay. So we have our day winners. Day 1 is Mary B.
Good. Day 2 is
Josianne. Sorry, my handwriting may require me to do these. Day 3 is Eileen M.
Day 4 is Annette Gordon.
Yes.
All right.
Day 5 is E.L. Ackerman, I believe. And our release day winner for tonight, our big winner, is Luann Ford. So, hooray!
All right, Luann.
And we will have these names updated on the website or on the winners page of the blog tomorrow. So keep an eye out. If you're not 100% sure if you were one of the winners, if you're a Mary B, but you don't know if you're the Mary B, keep an eye out, and we will have those posted tomorrow by midday. I'm not promising a time, but it'll be midday. All right.
So I was just going to say, the website is live.
Okay.
But do you want to make this
I'll make it.
special?
Somebody said that we could keep going. They could watch us all day. So I did want to say that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all prepped and ready, so I'm happy to do it.
I don't want anybody to miss this.
No, that's great.
It's so amazing.
Sure. So here, let me grab the die
So
collection.
if you can stay.
So yeah, so if you want to stay, please hang out with us for just a
It will
few
be
more
worth
minutes.
it. I'm
but
telling
you
you,
can
it's
come back
worth
and
it.
watch us anyway. So
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. It'll be on forever and ever, and I get to ignore it as
Right.
much as possible. So we are going to make one of the tuxedos today. So I've die cut all of the pieces. You need one of each piece. So you got one shirt. You've got one vest. You've got a jacket. You've got a bow tie, and I did use the one from the Tux Dye collection, so it's got a little bit of a texture to it. And you've got one shirt collar here, and you've got one of each lapel. Now,
you thought of everything in this
I-
guy.
I know. I'm just
wanted
going to
to
watch
say
up
that.
close because I want to make like 20 of these.
so I love things that, I don't know, I love little cute packaging things. All right, so on the, I did a video for this already once on that we've got up on the blog, but I didn't use the buttons on that, so I wanted to use the buttons on it this time. You can use the buttons on the jacket, you can use them on the shirt. I'm going to use them on the vest today. So this little 3-hole doodle is a button die, and you can just place it on the vest. So the vest has like a split to make it look like a vest. So I'm just going to place it to one side and going to die cut. Oop, it shifted a little. Here we go. Usually I would use washi tape, but I seem to have misplaced it. So it's no big deal. You just place it and you hold and hope that it stays put. So there we go. And then you've got, here, I'll put the white behind it so you can see better, the little buttons pop right out. So I die cut everything, and I like to score, even though there are score lines on the dies, I like to score anyway just to make sure you're getting a nice crisp fold. So everything that I've got here, I have I've already scored, just because I wanted to not take a million years to do this. So you're going to take your tape. I've got a 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch score tape here. With a die with a project like this, you want to make sure you're using really strong adhesive, because it's not going to hold. And if you leave it in your car for 2 days, the adhesive tends to fail anyway. So keep that in mind, because it's cold out there, kids. So you're just going to put your adhesive on the collar. It's easier, I think, to start with the, yeah. Thank you, Ashley. So I've got adhesive on my collar on the back here, and I'm just going to take my shirt and I'm going to place it just like that, and then I'm going to fold up. This little ledge is just to keep your gift card in place. You don't have to put an adhesive on it or anything. And I'm going to fold down the side. It's a little bit longer, so that way you don't have a gap. And
I think you thought of everything,
I
Lizzie.
tried.
For heaven's sakes.
Well, I wanted it to look nice. So then you're going to put, adhesive on the ends of your collar. So if you want to stamp a sentiment inside, do it before you put on your collar, because once you put on your collar, it doesn't open up quite flat. So if you wanted to stamp a sentiment, do it now. So you're going to just put your collars on. And you'll notice it sticks out just a tiny bit. The collar does. It's a slightly different angle than the shirt to make it look like a collar, to make it have that texture. And for some reason, that's not laying quite right. There we go. So there's your shirt. And see, you've got the little collar on the back.
That's nice.
It's so clever.
And the collar stays put. You know how sometimes collars do, you need collar
Yes,
stays
needs
and all
collar
those
stays
extra
and
accessories.
buttons and-
Yeah.
I suppose you could put buttons on the collar if you really wanted
Yeah,
to, because I
that
know
would
some
be
men's
cute, yeah.
collars
That's
button
true.
down. So you put your gift card. Someone asked earlier, where do you put your gift card? You just put your gift card right in there. Fold it right back on up. Boop, boop.
Done.
So I'm going to put that to the side for a second. And then I'm just going to do my vest. Fold the side tabs and put on some adhesive. Doo-doo-doo.
And this will go very fast.
Yes,
Because she's explaining things, so keep in mind
Right.
this goes once you have it
once you
die
get it cut out,
yeah,
it's pretty
Yeah.
quick. So you're going to put your adhesive here.
for such a fancy schmancy.
Yeah, it really does go together pretty fast. I don't know how many of you follow me on Instagram, but a few months ago there was a post up that I was like, doing some R&D. This is what I was working on. So I make these, when I design something, I cut it out at least a half a dozen times to make sure all the pieces fit before we even send it in for manufacturing, because I want to make sure it works for you guys. I don't want you to get it and have it not work for you. And apparently I forgot to score that one, so it's going to be a little bit funny. But you're going to just fold up your vest.
But again, it just meets, it meets so perfectly that even if it's not
It shouldn't be
extra,
Yeah.
scored, it'll
Yeah.
still
But
turn
you
out
just did it
perfectly.
without
Yeah,
scoring
I
it.
know,
just did it without
exactly.
scoring it. So, and the die has the scoring in there.
Right.
It's just I like to do a double. So there's your little vest. And you take your little shirt. I love this.
And
I'm such a dork.
you dress them up.
You dress them up.
He's so cute.
You pop the vest, or you pop the shirt right in the vest. And because we did those buttons, it's going to look like there's little white buttons on the vest. Oh my golly. I'm sorry. I'm such a nerd. Okay. So then it's time to do your jacket. And the jacket is so easy. You just fold, fold. Now this tab on the left side here, that's just to keep it close. You don't have to fold anything there. So you're going to fold down the shoulder tabs and fold the sides. And then you're going to put adhesive on the shoulders.
And this is one of those things too, Lizzie, there are some things you feel like you may not be able to use over and over again.
Right.
But because you can make this so many different colors and so many different ways, you can use
So many
this thing
styles, yeah.
all the time.
Right.
Right. And if you know guys who like to dress up, how many suits do they have,
Yeah.
Find a different way to, or, find a suit of theirs that inspires you and make them a new card for each birthday, and that's based on one of their fun suits or something. My grandfather always wore the same suit for Christmas. It was a bright red, velvet jacket.
I love it.
And I loved that because I knew it was Christmas. It just meant Christmas to me. And so I'm just folding down the tabs, or folding the shoulder to meet the shoulder tab. And I'm putting just a little bit of adhesive on that small center tab. So that one will be nice and secure. Folding down the other shoulder tab.
But
And
no, you don't need any adhesive on those.
On the shoulder you do.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not
You
on
did
the
put-
base tab. So
Okay.
that big base tab was, again, just to make sure nothing falls out the bottom.
Oh, it slips through.
Yeah,
I
okay.
get it. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's got these little half moons in the back to hold that in place as well. So then you're just going to put a little adhesive on your, whoops. I like the 1/8 inch on the lapels, personally.
Now, would you recommend a liquid adhesive? Because I'm a liquid adhesive type of person when I'm making these kind of things. A strong liquid adhesive.
Perhaps it's just going to take longer to dry. So you're going to want to press it under a book or something.
Right.
To make sure that nothing shifts on you.
Okay.
I don't tend to use liquid adhesive very often.
Okay.
So I I don't know 100%. But
Okay.
I would imagine it would be fine. You're just going to want to use something nice and heavy and let it sit for a little bit longer. So, you know, if you want to do a couple of these, just stack one under a book and stack them on top of each other.
Okay.
Did I put that? No, I did not. So, this again is the 1/8 inch score tape.
And I would say if you were going to make several of these, you could actually cut these out ahead of time, all at one time, right? The pieces of tape,
Yeah.
and you can kind of have them
And
have
put
them
all
the
lined
on a
up.
table.
on.
Yeah,
Right.
So I
make
like
it even quicker.
you don't have to use foam tape under the lapels to give them a little extra depth, but I like to. I think it's fun. So you just put a little bitty piece. It just pops them up a little, makes it a little more accurate or realistic. So I'm just going to peel off the adhesive here, or the backing, and you're going to line it up against the edge and press it down. And you do that for both sides. I also think it'd be really cute if, like, you're doing a wedding, to put like a little boutonniere over
Yes,
here
that
with
would be
any of
really
our
cute.
flower stamps would be
Yes.
adorable
Yeah.
with that. I wanted to do that but didn't quite get around to it. So
We have little tiny like flower dies.
Yeah.
Cut it out of felt and
Yeah.
kind of like roll it up
that
a
would
little
be
bit.
such a good idea.
Yes.
Yes.
or like anybody who still has like some crazy garden's worth of Prima flowers, you can use those too. Because, you know, some of us might have purchased several bottles of those things way back in the day.
And they last forever.
Yeah.
They do. So I'm just using some foam tape on the back of
Okay.
the bow tie, and you just secure the shirt top with that foam tape. It just makes it pop up. You could use flat adhesive, but I don't know. And then you slide that guy in. I found it was easier to put both fingers in there in the half moons to sort of get it started. You just slide it on in. Works a little better if, there we go. And so there you go. You have
That's
a little,
so cute.
It is the cutest.
so
I can't
fun.
get over how cute that is. I
love
cannot
it.
get over it.
And I've seen some tiny buttons you can put on there.
Oh, yeah. And
Right?
you did-
Real
somebody
tiny
did that.
buttons. Or brads.
or brads would be a really
Brads
good
will
one.
work.
You know what? You know what? Somebody, and I forget who it was. They must have cut that out. Cut the
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
used
They used
like
the
a
die
cool,
cuts.
Yeah, they used a cool like I don't know what it seemed like different paper, but I don't know.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, you can certainly, if you want to use
You could really dress that
the
up.
buttons, like individually, you could pop out the little bitty buttons. It's got the holes in the dies, so they're
Yeah.
easy to pop out. And you could glue them anywhere you like, on
Yep.
the jacket, on the shirt, on the vest, whatever you like. So it really is not hard. I was just sort of trying to talk everybody through it. So it's fun. It's so fun. And it's just
I mean,
different.
It is.
You know, it's not just your plain Jane. Because sometimes dudes get the short end of the stick. Because
They
it's
surely
hard.
do.
It's hard to make guy cards sometimes. So this just helps you amp it up a little bit. So, and I have learned that my dad and all of his like cousins and buddies, if you make a card that does something, or like make a card they don't think that paper can do, they love it. They're like, what? How did? And then they want to know about like the mechanics of the dies and stuff. And so it's a conversation piece too. It's sort of a fun thing. But anyway,
well, it's for sale on the website.
yes, it is now
So
for sale.
there you go. You'll want to get
Yes.
this, and we'll be answering customer service tonight too.
Yes,
So
we'll be
I will
answering
be on the
questions.
computer if you need anything.
I'll be on the
and
forum. So if there's anybody on the forum that
Yep.
needs help, I'll
So-
be glad to answer questions.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Sorry about those technical difficulties in the beginning, but I think it worked out just fine.
Yes.
And Ashley, Lizzie, thanks
Julie.
you guys so much. For
Oh,
Thank
coming,
you.
as
Thank you.
always.
Yes.
It's fun.
So fun. And thank you guys for coming,
Yes.
and good night.
Good night.
Good night.